So here's a chip. Zoom in and you can see a maze of lines. The circuit is far more than one layer. Each layer is intricate. Zoom in again and you can see the transistor. There are 26 billion such transistors in a chip. The most advanced chip. Already 90 billion transistors. How are chips made? We start by making silica and quartz sand. Heat it up and melt it. Let it grow again. Monocrystalline silicon with a purity of 99%. Then cut into silicon wafers. Then polish the mirror surface. A wafer is made. The diameter of the 12-inch crystal is 300 millimeters. Almost like a pot. Can cut out 230 chips. But it's only 0.75 millimeter thick. Very fragile. When processing, it should be packed in a crystal original box. Shipped to the various machines. Follow the procedure. Every time you enter and exit the machine, it needs to be gently patted by the robot. Take and put. The whole process is without worker contact. Keep it absolutely clean. Clean the essence before processing. Wash with deionized water first. Re-dry it with a gas. Then put it at high temperature to introduce oxygen. Make a layer on the surface of the sperm source. Silica protective layer. So the material for making the chip is ready. Here we go. You need to etch the circuit diagram onto the surface of the chip with light. Say engraved. It's actually copying the circuit diagram onto the photoresist. First, drop the photoresist on the center of the wafer, then rotate at high speed. We use centrifugal force to distribute the resist evenly. Bake it lightly. Helps photoresist adhere. Here comes the point. Now, we're going to feed the wafer into the lithography muscle. Prepare a light eye mask. It's a glass shade with the circuit diagram engraved on it. A light eye mask costs $300,000. Make a chip. It takes 80 different light masks. Do you think it'll cost? This set of lenses, you can shrink the pattern on the light eye mask by 4 times, and that's projected onto the chip. The resolution of light determines how small can the chip be. Top-of-the-line lithography machines cost $200 million each, and they shine ultraviolet light on it. Photoresist splashed to death. The glue that is irradiated can easily fall off. What's not illuminated comes down. Form the same circuit diagram as the light eye mask. It's like a stamp. 230 stamps on the wafer. The actual process is very fast. 230 circuit diagrams are formed. Then wash it with deionized water and developer. Let the dead glue fall off and reveal the circuit diagram. Bake again. Harden the photoresist remaining on the crystal. Then engrave the circuit according to the circuit diagram. Soak the essence in a solvent. Places not protected by photoresist will be corroded. Strict control of solvent composition and soaking time. You can carve a groove of a specified depth, exactly the same as the circuit diagram on the light eye mask. If the wafer is not tied, they spray it on the surface, or let him grow a membrane on his own, where there is no photoresist protection. Thickness will increase. It's like spraying stains with a shutter. There are 3 kinds of metal insulators in the film. That's oxides. And a crystalline layer of silicon. Each is deposited using a different process. Pure silicon has poor electrical conductivity. Implant metal ions into the meridian source to achieve the transmission of current and signals. Form a real circuit. When implanted ions destroy ginger. After implantation, the deposition in ions should be repaired smoothly. Before injection, it's going to take a photolithography machine and plot out the circuitry. And that's why it's so important. This just completes 1 layer. The chip has a total of 80 layers. Repeat the above steps 80 times. Clean the essence at the end of each session. Only then can 80 layers be formed. Stacked conductive or insulating layers. Each floor has a designed wiring pattern. Hold on. It's almost ready. Examine the structure of transistors with esports. Marked with. The defective part cuts the wafer into small squares. Final encapsulation. Chips that cost up to 100,000 yuans are made.